Hi, I'm Elly. Today I'm going to read you a story called My Brother the Knight. Okay, are you ready to listen? I'm going to read you the story. My Brother the Knight. Ta-da! Said my brother Colin. He held up the knight's shield he had just made. Look, Jared, he said, or as a knight would say, behold. I rolled my eyes. There was no way around it. Colin had gone nuts for knights. It all started when Colin's class did a unit on knights and the Middle Ages. Ever since, all he talked about was knights, and more knights. Colin made his own armor and sword. He made his own coat of arms. He made a horse. He even dressed our dog Jack to be his helper. Every knight should have a page, Colin said. Knights are so cool, said Colin. I sure wish I lived in the Middle Ages. Are you kidding? I said. I reminded Colin that in the Middle Ages there was no gas or electricity. There was no flush toilets, and there were no TVs or computers or video games. It's a good thing you didn't live back then. I said. You wouldn't have lasted 1 week. Oh, yeah, said Colin. Yeah, I said. Bedtime, Mom called. I bet I could live like someone from the Middle Ages, Colin told me as he got into bed, and I'll prove it too. I'll live like a real knight for a whole week. If I can't, I'll do your chores all next week. It's a deal, I said, and if you can do it, I'll do your chores next week. Okay with you, Mom? Colin asked. Okay, she said, but I have some rules. Sir Colin, first, you still have to go to school. Second, you have to shower. Third, you have to eat what I cook, and you have to use the toilet and flush. And if this gets out of the hand, the bed is up. Got it? Got it, we said. Sir Colin came down for breakfast on Monday in full armor. He sat down very close to me. Then he reached over my plate and started to cut up my sausage. Hey, do you mind? I said. Colin explained. In the Middle Ages, more people shared a plate. Whoever was younger helped the other person eat. Colin picked up a piece of sausage with the fingers. Oh yeah, he added, and they ate most things with their hands. He held the sausage out to me. Want some? I looked at Colin's greasy eyes. I'm not hungry anymore. On Tuesday after school, Colin and I were doing our homework. I looked up. Sir Colin, he corrected me. I sighed. All right, Sir Colin, may I borrow your dictionary? Colin said, thinking it over. No, I said, why not? Colin told me that books were great treasures in the Middle Ages. People hardly ever lent them out, he said, but sometimes they rented them, so I guess I could rent my dictionary to you. I put my head in my hands. Never mind, I muttered. Early Wednesday morning, I woke up to the sound of Colin practicing his sword fighting. Take that, he yelled, and that. What are you doing? I said. It's the middle of the night. Colin shrugged. It's 4 a.m., he said. In the Middle Ages, that's when most people got up. They wanted to be ready to work as soon as it got light. Remember, they didn't have electricity. Who cares? I moaned. I pulled the covers all over my head. On Thursday afternoon, Colin and I were playing checkers. I wrinkled my nose. Sniff, sniff. Do you smell that? I asked Colin. Smell what? He said. I traced to the smell of Colin's mouth. Ew, it's your breath. Gross. Oh, that, said Colin. I can't help it. Only rich people had toothbrushes in the Middle Ages. You mean you haven't brushed your teeth all week? I asked. Colin shook his head. He took a little twig out of his pocket. Back then, most people just rubbed their teeth with one of these. Friday was chore day. After school, Colin and I had to strip out beds, clean up our room, empty with our waste bags, and bring our dirty laundry back to the basement. But this Friday, Colin didn't stop at that. How else may I serve you? He asked Mom and Dad. Just Just use your nightly imagination, Mom said. Colin took all the trash out of the garbage. He washed and dried all the dishes. Colin brought the mail to the mailbox. Please deliver these by order of my lord and lady, he announced to the mail carrier. Colin helped shoo away a squirrel that had gotten into an attic window. Begone, furry scoundrel, he warned, waving his sword. And he helped carry in the groceries. Well, thank you, Sir Colin, Mom said. You've been extra helpful today. Just doing my duty, my fair lady and noble lord, said Colin. As your knight, I serve and protect you, and you allow me to live on your land. Sounds great to me, Dad exclaimed. I could get used to this royal treatment. I heard what Dad said and I got really nervous. What if Mom and Dad did get used to the royal treatment? What if they expected it all the time? And what if they expected me to be extra helpful too? I could just see now it could mean only one thing, more chores. I knew what I had to do. I had to end the bed and I had to do it now before it was too late. I, I pulled Colin into our room. You have to stop acting like a knight, isn't? It's over. You want a bet. You're giving up? I said, why? If I give up now, I have to do your chores for 1 week, I said. But if Mom and Dad get used to your royal treatment, we'll both end up doing extra chores every week from now on. But it's fun acting like a knight, Colin said. I don't want to stop. Let's make a deal, I said. You can act like a knight, but you can do a zillionth extra chores. And I'll still do your chores next week, like I promised. And one more thing, said Colin. Okay, I said. Anything. And at that, Colin rushed out of the room. Wait right here, he ordered. After what seemed like forever, Colin came back. He handed me 2 pieces of cardboard. Next week you have to be my helper, Colin said, or as a knight would say, my page. But you have a page, you have a map. Then I stopped. There was no use arguing. Colin was still nuts for knights. Okay, I guess that his brother Colin really loves knights. Okay, and today I read a story called My Brother the Knight. Okay, thank you for seeing this video. Bye.